What is going on, you guys? We got a Snowtrooper preview today for Legion, and this is kind of cool. So we're going to get a look at the heavy weapons guys that come with the Snowtroopers. And, you know, it's funny because later this week we've got General Veers coming out. It's, it's April, and it's strange to have part of this wave come out, but not the whole thing. So we're not getting like the rest of the Snowtroopers, or rather we're not getting, Veers and his Snowtroopers. So it's like this all of this first extra wave being at the ATST came out with the core set. Then next month Veers is coming out, and then it looks like in May, I'm guessing the end of May, these guys are finally going to come out. So that much is just strange, and it's also, we're also not getting the Rebel equivalent. So having all these expansions kind of trickle in is kind of awkward. It's going to be weird, like, playing the game and it's like, oh, the Imperials have Veers and Snowtroopers, but Rebels don't have any, still only the core set stuff. So kind of strange, but hopefully things will kind of eventually production will catch up and we'll start getting more kind of all together. I kind of prefer everything coming out together, or at least one for each faction. Like, I would like Veers and Leia at the same time. I would like Fleet Troopers and Snowtroopers at the same time, stuff like that, at a minimum. But let me know what you think. By the way, there is another round of the giveaway going on right now. If you'd like to win an expansion of your choice in the form of a $20 Cool Stuff gift card, all you need to do to enter that is to become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that, and then you're entered to win. So, and I usually will announce those at the end of my videos, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. Let's talk about Snowtroopers now. I do really like the sculpt, and I like this paint job that's on these minis too. So that's, I think they're done pretty well. They look really, really nice. And similar to our other core unit of Stormtroopers, we got a different pose for every different mini. So you're getting actually a lot of value in one of these packs. And this one, you're going to have to probably buy a lot of these. So I really, really hope that there's not a shortage of Snowtroopers, because while you probably didn't need that many Stormtrooper expansions, you're going to probably want a lot of Snowtrooper expansions because you don't have a core set with two to come in, to get them. From the fan here, we do also see that we're getting impact grenades and grappling hooks as well. So if you just bought like two core sets and no Stormtrooper expansions or Rebel Trooper expansions, rest assured you're going to be able to get those in this as well. That much is very, very good. But let's look at the Snowtrooper itself. So we've got like the standard upgrades over here. We got our extra trooper. We've got our heavy weapons. We've got our equipment and grenades. We have a black die for unarmed. We're still range 1 to 3, E11 white die for range. So their attack is about the same. They do have the red defense die, so their defense is about the same. They have the offensive surge to hit. Very, very similar to Stormtroopers, but more expensive at 48 points. Instead of precise, though they don't have the precise keyword, they get steady. So after you perform a move action, you may perform a free ranged attack action. So that's really awesome. I like that a lot. They can't charge into melee and do unarmed that way, though, because it has to be a ranged attack action. But their speed is only 1. So their speed being only 1 is kind of like a bummer at first. You're like, well, they're more expensive, and their stats look just like Stormtroopers, except they're slower. So why do you want these guys? Well, a big part of that is the steady keyword. Them being able to move and then shoot for free gives them the ability to move twice, or be able to do other things like take a dodge and then move, or take an aim and then move. And aim isn't going to be as good on them as it is on the Stormtroopers, because they don't get the extra die reroll. But the fact that some of their heavy weapons guys, like, I don't know how often I would want to take these guys as is, or if I would want to add a heavy weapons guy. Just because you're going to be able to, you're going to get more attacks out of these guys, because you get that free. It's almost like you get 3 actions with these guys. 3 actions is pretty cool. Obviously, your attack action, you can't, before you ask, you can't attack and then move and attack again, because you're getting an attack action. Okay, and that's really the distinction. Some cards will grant you free attacks. This one grants you the free attack action, which means you can't ever have more than 1 attack action, right? So you can always have an attack action and free attacks, like Son of Skywalker gives Luke a free attack after he performs his first attack, but you can't ever take 2 of the same action unless that action is a standard move. So what can you do with this, right? There's a lot of cool ways that you can kind of utilize that free move and attack. And one of the things you can do is you can move and attack first and then have a follow-up action afterwards. Like, maybe if I like these guys for the idea of guarding around corners or walls, especially defending objectives. you know, on one hand, you have like standby, which is a nice way to try and defend objectives. But I like these guys. They offer an alternate method of that. So these guys have the ability to jump outside of around a corner, take a shot, and then move back. So that's like a way to move those 3 actions, because that free ranged attack action doesn't count as one of their 2 actions. So you can move, attack, and then move back. I like that. It's harder to get them into position to do that because, you know, unless you happen to get some really, really great deployment. So here might be somebody that you want to just move them a couple of times right away, kind of get them in position, and then, you know, rely on that, you know, that bounce in, boom, boom, and then bounce out. So that's kind of one thing that you can do with them, or just kind of moving around terrain. It helps. Now the speed 1 also, you know, it seems like if you're going over difficult terrain, they don't really have a problem with that, because difficult terrain is going to reduce your speed by 1 to a minimum of 1. So they're already speed 1 anyway. So I guess they really don't care about difficult terrain. So I guess while their speed of being 1 is a drawback, if there's a bright side to that, it's that they probably don't care about difficult terrain. So let's look at the heavy weapons, guys. We have our Flame Trooper here, which I think is definitely the superior heavy weapons guy, and the one I would probably want to use all the time. So the Flame Trooper here, for one, first off, it's 20 points, heavy weapons guy. You know, it adds the Flame Trooper mini, which looks cool, by the way. And it has 2 things. It has blast and spray. Blast, we've seen other weapons with blast, but spray is a real, and we've seen other weapons with spray, but I like spray. You know, it's a great for going trooper versus trooper, right? Especially against a full-blown, you know, a heavy-loaded rebel trooper, you know, squad with six little minis in there. This is going to let you roll this die for each in the defending mini, which is great. It's great for a number of reasons. For one, it's upgrading that whole, you know, instead of the Stormtroopers just rolling a whole bunch of white dice, now you're rolling a whole bunch of black dice. I mean, you're also going to roll your white dice for all your other units that are attacking the same person. But if you want to split fire, you can have all these Stormtroopers throw their all these Snowtroopers throw their white dice that way, and then this guy is just like, and then there's like 6. But generally, I mean, you're going to have some misses on all those black dice, so you probably want to just concentrate everybody at the same point. You're going to get a lot of dice out of this attack, but it's only a range 1 attack, and it's a black die, so that's certainly nice. That's an upgrade from, you know, from anything else. So you pretty much, if you're in range 1, you'd want to roll this guy's die anyway, because it's black as opposed to white. You don't really get any inherent bonus from white dice. But at range 2 to 3, he can still roll their regular white die. He doesn't have to use his flame. He can put that up and then shoot with his E11. But it's only 20 points, too. That's really not bad for a guy that can be really, really nasty, especially considering he can, you know, it's only range 1, but he can move, you know, shoot, and then back up. So move into range 1, where, you know, it's like the kill zone, because other people, certain other units also have range 1, especially if you're doing Snowtrooper versus Snowtrooper. You can move into that range 1, blast them, and then back up, you know, out of range 1, or around a corner, out of line of sight, might be even better. So just a great, great heavy weapons upgrade. I love the Flame Trooper. Going to use him all the time. Next is the T7 Ion Snowtrooper. This one is way more expensive, 34 points. I think this one is terrible. Just at a glance. Of course, you know, we'll have to play around with it and see, but just looking at the 2, I definitely like the other one better. T7 Ion Snowtrooper is range 1 to 2, so you got a little bit more range, but still less range than the regular unit. And he's an exhaust. You have to you know, tap him to use it. He's rolling 3 dice, so he's getting more dice than anybody else. So that's nice, or anybody else in his unit. But it has impact 1 and ion 1. Now ion's nice. I've had ions used against me before. It is an effective thing, and you only need impact 1 because you just have to get one wound. You just have to, you know, you just have to get 1 wound. So impact 1. It'd be nice if it had pierce and impact 1, because then you could almost guarantee that you're going to get that wound, right? So that much would be something, but you're not. So it doesn't have it. So, you know, not even almost guarantee. That would guarantee it, wouldn't it? But yeah, the T7 Ion Snowtrooper is just, he seems like, I almost feel like the points for these 2 should be flip-flopped, because you're only going to be able to use him like once. So I don't know what people are going to do with this guy. I mean, maybe if you just really want an Ion, you know, trooper, there's this option, but I think 90% of my Snowtrooper units are, if they're going to have heavy weapons, they're going to have the other guy. So that's the unit here. We got one more card that's upside down, so I don't know what that is. So we'll have to see. If I ever get a review copy of anything for Legion, hopefully I'll bring that to you as soon as possible. But definitely looks cool. We do have the Ion token there as well. One of the things that's kind of cool about these is that you have the multi-tone. You have that off-white cloth underneath their armor on these guys, and I think that will be a really cool way to customize, because I'm like, I'm painting so many. I've got like 7 Stormtrooper units now between like 3 core sets and a Stormtrooper expansion. And I'm like, it becomes hard to kind of come up with subtle different ways to make them all different. And I'm thinking that cloth is a great way to make them all look like, like Stormtroopers or to look Imperial with the white plastoid armor. But that cloth, if you could do some in that eggshell, you could do some straight white. You could do some like with a gray. You could do some with a dark gray, or you could do like some with like really off color, like blue. I think would look really cool for the cloth that's hanging down. So there's a lot of I'm like excited to paint these guys because I would love to just try out those different options and just see how that looks. Or you could do like straight up like Death Trooper paint variants of the Snowtroopers, like give them black plastoid armor with like gray cloth coming out. That would look really cool as well. And since I wouldn't feel like that's overriding, because I don't think there's any variation in canon of the Snowtroopers wearing non-white armor. Like I don't feel like oh, don't paint them black because the Death Trooper Snowtrooper is coming. Why? But I say that, but then watch, there'll be a Death Trooper Snowtrooper in like one of the next movies. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, that's all I got. Don't forget to, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Enter that giveaway. Click that bell for alerts. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you're excited about the Snowtroopers. Thank you for watching and have a great day.